Alrighty guys, what is going up? In today's video, we are going to be talking about my swing trading strategy going into the year 2022. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys get anything in value out of this video, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and guys, we have some news, okay? We are going to be creating a swing trading course. Now, this isn't something that's going to take me, a day or two. This is something that's going to take me a couple of months to actually create, but it's going to be all in depth on how I personally swing trade, and this video is going to be talking about pretty much my strategy behind it. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and if you do, hit that like button. So starting off, what is the best swing trading strategy? So for me, what I like to do is something just called a support bounce and using support and resistance. So there's a variety of ways people swing trade. For me, this is what I figured worked and has worked extremely well for me for the past year. And I'm going to be changing a few things rolling into the new year, but virtually a lot of things are staying the same. So starting off, what do I do? The very first thing I do is look for stocks. So you can go on finvez.com. And this is just a stock scanning software. It's a stock screener. So it allows you to put in certain criteria and then have, a list of stocks come up, and you just go through and find the stocks that have some sort of potential. So as we see here, I have the price under 20, average volume over 500,000. Right now it's on horizontal support and resistance strong. Yes, I do also use trendline support. I just kind of play with it to try to find the best stocks here. I do have relative volume over 0.75. So that is just the overall demand for the stock. So then I click chart, and then I just go through and find stocks that look pretty interesting. So when I did that, I did find a handful of stocks that do look somewhat interesting. Okay, not to mention you can scan for stocks here on the TD Ameritrade platform. I found that it works decent. I personally like to just leave the FinVez up just because I can kind of put more information on, and it just works well for me. And then I can put a watch list up in here. Now you can have another scanner down here. So the ones that I currently use are RSI overbought, and then RSI oversold works well. In a variety of other ones here as we continue to go down. As you can see, all of these right in here are the scanners that I've used in the past. So for me, I just found RSI overbought and oversold has worked somewhat decent for me. But right now, these are going to be the ones that I kind of found. So what I actually do is once I find a list of stocks that looks somewhat interesting, I like to draw out the support and resistance. So the resistance on this stock is about $19.35. So every time it virtually hits that price right there, you can see we have that tendency to just see natural sell-off from it. So it's hit it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. So now every time it hits that price, we see this common trend of selling pressure. Now, you may notice a support line right here at about $12.26. So every time it hits this right in here, we get buying pressure. So you see it hits it, buying pressure. You see it sells off, hits it, buying pressure, back up to that resistance. So now, given that it's sold off all the way down to this trend line, what you could do is hop into this, and let me draw it out. You could hop into this, set your stops under $12. So you could set it at about $11.84. So you're virtually risking 8% to possibly have this come up to 32%. So that's about a 4-to-1 risk and reward, which is extremely well and extremely good. So this is just one example of how basic support and resistance can make you money from swing trading. Not to mention, let's look at another one. Another one up in here. This is one that is very, very volatile. We've talked about it in the past, but let's draw it out. Resistance at virtually $1. This is going to be more of a penny stock, higher risk. Personally, I wouldn't really mess with this just because of the volatility of it, but we'll still draw out the support and resistance so you can see it. Support, every time it hits this $47 or 47 cent mark, we have that tendency to just see natural buying pressure. So it hit it once, twice, 3 times, now 4 times in here. So what you could do is set your stops below this trend line at about 45 cents. You're risking 9%, okay, to possibly have this come up to $1, if not $1, right here at 35%. So still a decent risk and reward, which is fantastic. We'll put this back over in here so we don't lose it. Another one, SoFi. SOFI, you can see basic support, basic resistance. Every time it hits this 24 mark, and even here at a little bit of that 21 mark, that's where I would take my first profit, would be right in here, just because we've seen that natural selling pressure in there as well. So you can see it hits it several times, once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. So we still have that natural tendency to get buying pressure near and around there. So if you're setting your stops directly below here, you're only going to be risking about, we can just draw it out so we know the exact number, 9% to possibly come up to here at 32%, which is still a fantastic risk and reward. Let's look at another one. ABR. This is a REIT, we call it. So you can see this one may look a little more confusing, but we'll still draw it out. We'll remove these so we don't get it, overwhelmed. So you can see support right here. Okay, you can see it has this tendency to get buying pressure. Even in here, we can this classifies as one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now 7. So what you could do, set your stops right below here, just under probably about 16. I would set it at about 1670. So you're virtually risking, 2% to possibly have this come up to this basic resistance here. And that's about 7%. So still a 3-to-1 risk and reward, which is fantastic. And how I found these stocks is by looking at Finvest, that Finvest scanner, just going through. And yeah, it's going to take time to find these stocks. It's going to. You're going to have to adjust these, but this is just the basic scanner that I would recommend using for this. Not to mention, guys, yes, this one right here works decent. You can see this is my short scanner, so you can see it's overvalued here on the RSI. So there is a short potential on this. But if we actually draw out the oversold, this is when we'll see some that should have some buying pressure step up. So you can see something like this. It's on support, pretty decent, nothing crazy. Support right here. We'll draw it out on all of these so you can see it. But these ones, yes, it has that downward trend, which I don't like. Don't like that. You just got to go through, find stocks, something like this. Not really traded too much, you can see by all of those lines. You just go through. Something like this takes a little bit longer. That's one of the reasons I don't like it. But you can see support right in there. It's selling off. Maybe something like this. Decent, but not great. You can see it already passed through that trend. We could have a little scalp trade on something like this, but this is just the basic understanding in my swing trading investment strategy on pretty much how you can easily make $200 to $300 a week just from swing trading. So hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you later. Remember to stay happy, stay positive, and stay safe out there. Take care.